Kerry says talks at a critical stage as Palestinians still threaten unilateral action. Terror victims' families say releasing Pollard won't advance peace. Archaeologists finish uncovering largest Canaanite fortress yet discovered. And we discover the old city yields great food even on Shabbat. Shalom, welcome to the Jerusalem Post News. Our top stories for Thursday, April 3rd. While a reportedly bitter meeting took place between Israeli and Palestinian negotiators last night, US Secretary of State John Kerry says the talks have made progress over the last few days. During his state visit to Algeria, Kerry said the peace talks are at a critical stage, and he said the current disagreement is not over the fundamental substance of a final status agreement, rather it's over the process that would get both sides there. Meanwhile, Palestinian sources reportedly said there was a long and heated 9-hour meeting between Chief Palestinian negotiator Saeb Erekat, Israel's chief negotiator Tzipi Livni, and US Special Envoy Martin Indyk last night. According to Ma'an news agency, Israel's negotiators threatened to impose endless sanctions should the Palestinians take unilateral action via international agencies, while Erekat warned the Palestinians would go to the International Criminal Court in The Hague to try Israeli leaders as war criminals if sanctions are imposed. Several US lawmakers have also warned if the Palestinians resort to international agencies, it could result in the cutting off of US aid. After the peace talks stalled following Israel's delay to release the fourth and final group of Palestinian security prisoners last Saturday, around 150 bereaved family members who've lost loved ones in past terror attacks still rallied outside the US consulate in Jerusalem late last night to protest against any option of releasing Israeli-American spy Jonathan Pollard as part of any deal to encourage an extension of the peace talks.
Don't release terrorists! Don't release terrorists!
My brother Ian Feinberg was murdered 20 years ago. He was murdered in Gaza. Ian was helping the European Union building a factory in Gaza Strip. Ian thought that creating work for the Palestinians would reduce terror. He has been betrayed by his government that let out his murderers. And now I am asking you for the rest of the family that murderers are still behind bars. Do not go ahead with this immoral act and stop now.
Now, after a 15-year-long, highly complex excavation, archaeologists have finally finished uncovering what is believed to be the largest Canaanite fortress yet discovered, dating back to the time of Kings David and Solomon.
The Spring Citadel is an enormous building built inside the city of David, taking us back 3,800 years to the times of the King David and King Solomon.
The uniqueness of this site is that we have the water source of the ancient city of Jerusalem here, and around the water source, in order to protect it, massive fortifications were built already 3,800 years ago in the time of the Canaanites, and later on reused during the time of the Judean monarchy in order to protect the water source in times of war and siege.
And you can watch our full report on the Spring Citadel on jpost.com. While most shops are closed on Shabbat, especially in the Old City, we met a tour guide with a love for food culture who still knows where to find tasty hidden gems in the shooks and winding streets of ancient Jerusalem.
I've been guiding in Jerusalem for the past 10 years or so.
Why have you got a special affinity for food in particular?
I think it's a great way to interest people and to open people's eyes about culture, about customs, and about the society that lives here in Jerusalem. If you see food as something, not just something that you eat, but as something that you think of, like food for thought, a way of a culture, you get to learn a lot about yourself and about the culture around.
It's almond juice. We use the sour almond to make this juice.
It's liquid. I'll have a little sip.
This is a whole grain tahini. It has the peels of the sesame. Zachariah's brother told me that they don't believe in whole grain tahini. They do it because the public wants them to, but they say that the white tahini is just as good and healthy.
And again, you can watch our full feature on food in the Old City this weekend on our website. That's it. We're back on Sunday with more main headlines. Until then, Shabbat Shalom from everyone at the Jerusalem Post studio.